Hi, fellow travelers. Welcome to the Manifesting Miracles podcast. I'm your host, Carol Hasbrouck, the Miracle Lady, and author of the book 10,000 Miles of Miracles, now available on Amazon. On this show, we uncover ways to follow your inner guidance system so you can live your most authentic and fantastic life. Our mission is to help you learn how to differentiate between ego thoughts and your true, authentic higher self, which can lead you to your life purpose, on new adventures, and even new callings. You can finally live the life you desire and the life you deserve. Today, I want to talk about some things that might be coming up for you regarding your inner guidance system and listening to it or not listening to it, and how to hear it. A lot of it comes down to trust. So, do you trust the messages you get? Can you tell the difference between your higher self and, with a capital S, higher self, and your lower self or the ego? So quickly, I'll explain my idea of the difference between our inner guidance system and the ego. I know it's my inner guidance system when the message I'm receiving is peaceful and grounding, with no agenda attached. There isn't any particular outcome that has to happen. It's a suggestion or a message that will better my life, and it will better the life of everyone around me. When it's my ego, I definitely have an agenda. Like, I want it to turn out a certain way, and if it doesn't turn out that way, then either I'm a failure or I made a mistake or something to that effect. And that is a fear-based message. And my inner guidance system is never fear-based. It is always full of love. So that's how I tell the difference. Just this morning, I had another opportunity. It seems this happens for me every time I'm coming to do a podcast. I was sitting at my computer with the intention of working on my website. I've recently launched a speaking career, and I'm taking my book on the road. I like to say that rather than career. I'm taking my book on the road. And part of that, as we know, is having a website. So I'm part of a group where they offer to create branding and websites, and I'm sure they would do a wonderful job. And I just don't have that kind of money right now to pay for that. And so I'm like, okay, I can do this. And I've sat down, 3-4 times to do it. And my business coach, Eric, said, well, sit down for 2 hours and just see what you can get done. So I sat down this morning and I had my cup of tea. I had done everything I needed to do this morning. I exercised. I spent some time in prayer and meditation. I did all my normal morning things. And I sat down at my computer with my tea and I started looking at other speakers' websites to get a feel for what I wanted mine to look like. And then I went to my account at GoDaddy, and they have a tool where you can create a website. And I started to do it, and I was probably 5 minutes in, and my heart started racing, and I started shaking a little bit, and then tears came to my eyes. So I stopped, and I said, I am obviously not interested in creating a website. My inner guidance system clearly is telling me that I need to find a different way to get a website. And so I backed away, stepped away from the computer. I backed away from the computer, and I have come up with perhaps a solution. We'll see. In the interim, my goal is eventually to be able to use Naaman Creative, Josh Naaman, and have them help me with my branding and my website. And in the meantime, I need to get some kind of online presence going. So I backed away. I listened to my inner guidance system. I mean, my body immediately told me that this was not my job to do. It is not anything I enjoy doing. It is not in my wheelhouse. And so my body just gave me instant feedback. And so I then was able to start to breathe normally again. My heart went back to its normal rhythm, and the tears kind of left me. I mean, they didn't totally leave me. And so I know it had a really big impact on me. I tell you this because what I want to talk about today is trusting yourself. So I've learned that if I listen to my body, is often the part that immediately notifies me if something is in my best interest or not. And if I listen to those inner guidance messages that feel good and feel right, and I honor those and take action on those messages, that I am much more at peace and calm. This didn't come overnight. I didn't always trust myself. I didn't always trust whether it was coming from ego or inner guidance. And so just like anything that you want to become more proficient at, you have to practice. I heard one time it takes 10,000 practice sessions to become a master in something. And so I practice paying attention, and I document. Sometimes I write it down in my journal, and that's an important aspect. So I had to learn how to trust myself. And you, most likely, if you're new at this, will need to learn how to trust yourself. Well, why don't I trust myself? I mean, I should just trust myself, right? I don't trust myself because in my past, I've done some things that definitely I kept saying over and over I wasn't going to do them anymore, and I'd keep doing them. So I fell out of trust for my integrity, for what I said I was going to do. And until I was able to reach out for help and learn how to get back into integrity, back into alignment with my higher power and with what is best for me and for the world, until I did that, I was not able to trust myself. And I carried that forward in many aspects of my life, my career, my relationships, both romantic and friends and family, and just my presence. And so I'm really grateful that I'm at the place now where I can trust myself. And if you're not there, just know that if you'll start documenting what you're doing, if you'll start it doesn't have to be a essay. You can just jot down keep a journal about your inner guidance system and jot down when you get a message, what that message is, and if you acted on that message. And if you didn't act on that message, then write that down and write down what the outcome of that was. Sometimes there's no apparent outcome, and then often there is an immediate and an apparent outcome. So that is a really good way to track your progress and your learning ability to trust yourself. Once you've gotten to where you feel like you can trust yourself to take action on the messages that you're hearing that are of your highest nature, the next thing that I struggle with, and you may too, is loving myself. Like I may not, and I don't completely love myself. It's something I work on. I love myself a whole lot more than I used to. And I had to learn how to do that. One of the things that I recommend, one of the people I highly recommend for this process is a woman named Louise Hay. Louise made her transition a few years back, and she was in her late 80s, early 90s. You would have never known it. She was so vibrant and energetic. And Louise teaches through her ongoing presence online in books, teaches how to love yourself because she was a counselor and she realized that the number one block that people have, the number one reason that people don't move forward in that whatever they're trying to achieve is because they don't think they're good enough. And when I say that, I'm sure there's a part, or I'm guessing there's a part of you that might feel like you're not good enough. There's only a handful, not even a whole handful of people I currently know that have that complete knowledge that they are good enough just the way they are. So Louise is one of those people, and one of the things that I love to do is listen to her 101 powerful affirmations. I put it on in the background while I'm working. I put it on at night when I'm falling to sleep. I don't necessarily consciously engage with it, and I am engaging with it on a very deep level often. And she teaches that there's a very simple thing you can do every morning, and you can do it throughout the day and in the evening, but particularly every morning. And I've started to do that, and it feels good, is I look in the mirror and I say, "Good morning, Carol. I love you. I really, really love you, Carol." And I look in my eyes and I say this to myself. This was recommended for me to do a couple of years ago by my spiritual leader, Dr. Pulley, and I didn't do it. I did it, but not consistently. But when I first did it and I looked in my eyes, I couldn't look very long. I didn't really like what I saw because I didn't think I was good enough. And so now that I'm doing this more regularly, more consistently, it takes about 5 seconds. I try my best to remember to do it while I'm brushing my teeth because I'm in front of the mirror. It's as soon as I've woken up. And I look at myself in the mirror and I say, "Carol, I love you. I really, really love you just the way you are." If you will try this one practice, this one very simple thing every day consistently, I believe that by the end of 30 days, you will feel differently about yourself. And then you might catch yourself in the mirror as you're walking by and say something like, "Hi, sweetie, how are you doing today?" That's one thing that Oprah talks about that she does. Is she talks to herself like that, "You're looking good today, sweetheart." That kind of thing. I have a friend who calls herself baby girl. "Hey, baby girl, how you doing?" So I recommend that you work on your trust of learning how to trust yourself so that you are knowing when your voice is from a higher self as opposed to an ego voice, and you document that so that you have evidence of what's working and what's not working. Also, you might want to document how you feel in your body when you get those messages, because that is a great indicator. And then you spend time learning how to love yourself. And now, a word from our sponsors.
Here's a fact. The longer a website takes to load, the lower its conversion rate is. What you probably don't know is that a 1-second delay in a page load can result in a 7% reduction in conversions. And if you reduce a page load time by just 100 milliseconds, it results in over a 1% increase in conversions. Improving website speeds directly impacts lead gen, rankings, and overall sales. Are you complaining about your website's performance? Contact Name and Creative today at info@nameandcreative.com or visit our website at nameandcreative.com to learn how we make sure our clients' websites are running smooth.
Welcome back. There's so much power in loving ourselves. On the last podcast, I talked about putting your oxygen mask on first. And we hear this often, and it's the truth. I cannot love you unless I love me. I don't have to love myself 100%, but I have to be able to look at myself in the mirror and tell myself that I love me in order to love you. Because if I can't do that one simple thing, then I'm just pretending that I love you because I don't really even know what love is. So once I learn, now my love starts with a higher power with whom I call God. My love starts with God loving me unconditionally, freely, liberally, even without my asking for it. And because God loves me so much, I love God back. And then the next line of order is for me to love myself. So if I don't love myself, I can learn to do that. And then once I love myself, I can love others. I can love everyone. I don't like to say others because we're really all one. I can love everyone in that order. Many people get confused. I think the churches tend to teach that you should love others and then love yourself, and it just doesn't work that way. It's important that we know that we love God or our higher power or the universe or source or whatever you want to call that entity, and that we receive that love freely because we were created by that love. And then we love ourselves, and then we love others. Imagine a world that operated that way. Now, I know we are in a society right now that is extremely divided. I have an opinion, I have a belief, I have a philosophy, I have a political affiliation, and it is different from yours, perhaps. But I know it's different from at least half of the country because the polls showed that. So if you and I agree that it doesn't matter who we voted for, we can still love each other because we're brothers and sisters in this world, then we create a space of acceptance and love in the universe. And let's face it, we are not going to be able to battle evil with evil. We are not going to be able to battle darkness with darkness. The only thing that we can't battle fear with fear. One of the things that society unfortunately has chosen to do is create fear. And they believe if they create enough fear that will follow them because we're so afraid we can't take care of ourselves that we need somebody to take care of us. And that just isn't true. I'm going to promote love because the opposite of fear is not faith, it's love. And so if I want to battle what I consider to be darkness, I need to do that with light. And I don't even like the word battle. If I want to turn it around, I need to shine light on it. And if I want to turn around the fear that's created in our society, then I need to put love on it. And I did a Facebook post that actually was quite controversial. I thought I was being very neutral and I didn't mention anything about my political affiliation or who I voted for. What I said in that post was that I understand that half of my family, literally half of my family, voted for one person and the other half voted for another person. Now, because of that, I can look and say, well, do I love them any less because of who they voted for? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Do I disagree? You bet. But do I love them any less? No. There's no less love in my heart for the half of my family that voted for the person that I did not vote for. So if I can do that with my family, and even my friends, half of my friends voted for somebody else, people I would have never imagined. And do I still love them? Yes, I do. So the only way that I can create a society, a world of peace and love and understanding is to be loving. If I create division, if I create opinions, what? Opinions aren't worth anything other than my thoughts on it are. And heck, I have changed my opinion over the years. I don't know about you, but I've been known to change my opinion. So this is not the message I plan to talk about today. And sometimes these are the best messages. I just know that our world is crying out for love. It is absolutely screaming to be loved. And I can't make you love the world. I can't make you love me, but I can make me love the world. And I can make me love me. So if I will learn to love myself, love God, love myself, and love everyone, then that's all I can do. And it's enough. It's enough. I'm not sure if we understand that we truly have hit the tipping point. We're almost there, folks, of a world that is based on love instead of fear. So if we keep moving toward that mark, toward that goal, I used to study A Course in Miracles. I still have the book. I still read it every now and then. And it's a big book, so I don't read the whole thing, but I read parts of it. And it talks about that there's two ways of being in the world. You're either crying out for love or you're expressing love. There's nothing else. Maybe today, as you go through your day and the interactions you have with other people and even the thoughts in your head, to just for today, stop and say, okay, is that a cry out for love? Do I need more love? Am I looking for someone to love me? Or am I expressing love? Am I being the love that I want to receive? I think it was Gandhi who said, be the change you want to see. So that's my message. It's a short one today, and it feels very full. I'm smiling at the end of this podcast. I had no idea what I was going to talk about. I wrote this whole long thing. I have 6 pages of notes in front of me, and I didn't read any of it, which is absolutely fine because everything is in divine and perfect order. Everything is in divine timing, divine placement, divine purpose, divine provision, divine protection. It's all spiritual laws. We live in a spiritual universe, and the one universal law is love. May you go out today and be the love you want to see. I hope you've enjoyed today's show. You can reach out to me at carol@themiraclelady.com. You can find me on Facebook at Carol Jones Hasbrouck. I'm also on Instagram under that name. The book 10,000 Miles of Miracles is available on Amazon.com. I'd love it if you'd read a copy of how my inner guidance system took me 10,000 miles doing charity work and experiencing miracle after miracle. It will share with you the entire journey of me following my inner guidance system and the miracles I experienced because of doing that. I'd love to hear from you. Please reach out and remember to make today a miraculous day.